In today's video, what it takes to see clear abdominals.
All by myself.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul Ravella from ProPhysique.com. In today's video, we are going to talk about how to see your abs, how to get the 6-pack, the 8-pack, the 4-pack, the obliques, how to make it all look wrapped in saran wrap, how to get all that body fat off of there. The question came from my Instagram direct message, so if you're interested in asking me a question, well, I love to answer them. So go ahead, check out the Instagram, go to the DM, slide on in there and send me a message like my man here. So I'll post it up for you. So my man here has a show on September 15th and he's really worried about bringing them abs in for that men's physique division. And let's be honest, if you don't have the leanest abs on stage, you're not gonna do well. Well, you might do well, but you're not gonna win, right? Men's physique is basically chest and abs contest, right guys? So we need to be shredded to be on that stage and be successful in men's physique. And I'm still a little surprised that there's this much confusion over how to get lean abs, but it's something that I guess it'll probably just be that way for the rest of time because there's a lot of misinformation on how to get lean abs. As you know, yours truly just did a show not too long ago. In fact, I'll probably use some kind of a thumbnail where my abs look good so you click on the video to watch it. But the point isn't that I have some magic formula for getting shredded abs or that I know some magic core routine. Though I do feel it's very important that you develop the abdominal muscles through proper strength training, which I've covered before. I have a few favorite ab exercises. If you guys are interested in seeing my ab routine, I'd be happy to show it to you. It's nothing magical. I do make sure that I train them hard. I do put them through their paces. I make sure I hit the abdominal wall from all directions, including the lower abdominals, upper abdominals, and the obliques, because on stage, that's what makes you stand out. I like to say lines. You want to see lines, okay? If you have blur on your physique, if you can grab a significant amount of skin, well, you need to get leaner. You have too much fat covering your abdominals. So let's talk about it because my man here says he's training abs 4 days a week and he can only see the top 4. Well, I have good news for you. You don't need to train your abs 4 days a week. If you love training your abs, that's fine. Training abdominal muscles might burn a few calories, but it's not gonna burn nearly as many calories or use nearly as much body fat as if you swap that for some cardio sessions, okay? The best way to get lean abs is to diet for a long time consistently, okay? I started my prep phase of my diet in January of this year. Now, have I been going ham hardcore every single day since the beginning of January? No. I started out around 225 pounds. You know, when I got through down to 220 by January, I probably got down to 215 in February, 210 in March or April, had a couple trips, went to Australia. I've worked a lot on the weekends, so I probably hovered between 210 and 205 for 2 months. Then I got down to like 200, and that's when I decided, man, maybe I'll do a show. I never put the pressure on myself that I had to be ready by a certain time. I had a time frame. I wanted to compete sometime in August, but I didn't put that hard pressure on yourself. You mentioned that you're doing a show on this date and you need to be ready for this date. That's fine. I'm all for setting a goal and sticking to it. But what I find is that when you put that pressure on yourself, you almost feel like a failure if you're not ready in time. Whereas if you would just allow yourself a little more time to continue to diet down, you don't have to push so hard, so you don't risk that body fighting back, your mind fighting back. One binge session and it's all over. That type of mentality, okay? Instead, allow yourself a little bit of freedom, a little bit of time for things like refeeds and diet breaks, okay? Don't let it be all for nothing. We've all seen the people that lose 20, 30 pounds do the all for nothing contest prep in 10 or 12 weeks. They look amazing on their YouTube videos. They look amazing on stage. And then 2 weeks after the show, it looks like they didn't even diet. They're up 20, 30 pounds. That's not sustainable. In my opinion, it's kind of a waste. You did all that work for that moment and then the moment was gone and you're gonna deal with some depression, you're gonna deal with some regret. Why? I did a show 2 weeks ago. I've gained 2 pounds, okay guys? I gradually got into this process and my body adapted properly. But let's talk about the specifics of how to get abs, okay? Because I think you're under the confusion that the more you train them, the more visible they'll be. Well, you're in such a caloric deficit during prep that it's gonna be hard to put on lean body mass, okay? And that includes abdominal muscles. So the fact that you wanna train them 4 days a week, I commend you, but that is not going to reveal them, okay? Training them 2 to 3 times a week would be plenty. I train my abs twice per week, plus I do a lot of compound movements. I do a lot of running around. I'm an active person. The core is engaged in a lot of the things we do. So I only really directly hit my core twice per week. But when we think of fat loss, I want you to imagine a pool of water, okay? Now, when we start a diet, we are scooping water off the top of the pool, throwing it out, and the water level is coming down in the pool. Your abdominal body fat is at the bottom of that pool. For most men, it's going to be the last couple pounds of body fat. So what does that mean? That means you're probably gonna have to get to a body weight that you haven't seen since high school to see your ab muscles, to see your core, to look quote unquote shredded. So there is no shortcutting. You cannot take your bucket and go to the bottom of the pool and pull the fat out so that your abs look better. No, you just need to keep dieting longer, continue the process. If you need to take a break, but just don't go overboard, don't binge. Take a couple days of mental break, allow your body to recover. You know, these are things like diet breaks, which I've done videos on, things like refeeds, okay? Multiple day refeeds. There are a lot of ways to get there. Okay, yes, you can go balls to the wall for the next couple weeks and do double cardio sessions, an hour in the morning, an hour at night, you know, put yourself on very low calorie dieting. The body fat will come off, but the harder you push, the harder the rebound is going to come, okay? It's gonna be equal. The harder you push to get lean, the harder your body's gonna push back for you to put body fat on, and it's gonna be nearly impossible for you to resist like overeating and putting body fat on in a manner that's very quick, and then it's going to be very stubborn to get off and you won't be able to do it again for at least probably another year or so, okay? So let's look at this realistically. Don't be trying to lose multiple kilos per week just so you can see your abs. If you need to, set the show date back. If it's impossible for you to set the show date back, do all you can, but be intelligent about how you're going to handle the process after the show. Do not look at the show date as the end. Do not think, I made it, the show's over, and lose your mind. Look at this as a lifelong adventure. Your physique is something you're gonna have with you for the rest of your life. Don't just crush it to get on stage, take 4 pictures for Instagram, and the next thing you know, you put on 20 pounds and you ghost everybody because you're afraid to post. Don't do that, okay? Make this something that is sustainable. I'm not saying you can sustain shredded abs year round, but you can keep a nice lean physique if you do it properly. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for me today. The bottom line, you'd need to diet longer, probably diet harder, probably add more cardio, and just keep going until you get there, okay? It's not a matter of adding ab exercises, it's a matter of losing body fat. That's it for me today, guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow.